Hey guys, it turns out that I stink on being up to date on videos. Life just gets crazy, and living in the middle of the city, there's always noises going on, people getting new roofs or cutting down trees, and it's just never an opportune moment to make a quiet video. Nevertheless, two kids running around. But I do have a second right now. It is the middle of June, so I'm just going to take you on a quick walk around the garden and kind of explain a couple little things, just so you can kind of see what's been going on. All right, let's get started. I have goofy glasses. Shout out LSVI. So this is our garden that's next to the house, and as you can see, it has filled up nicely since the freeze. We have a mimosa tree I started from seed, some succulents. Right now I'm trying to get these Swiss cheese plants to root, and our hydrangea had really bloomed nicely and it's dying off. Along with these are some hibiscus that I actually took a clipping of, and they're doing really well. So you can also see some elephant ears in there, some begonias. This is the loofah, and I started it and I'm just wrapping it around to make the most of our growing space. There's tons of little ants on there. It's so strange. You see them all? And then we have lots and lots of pretty flowers and zinnias. Some marigolds that are blooming really nicely. These are some lettuce that have bloomed and gone to seed. Those are just like from heads of lettuce at the grocery store. We buy a head of lettuce, I cut it, and I plant the bottom of it. And I feed it to the turtle, that lettuce to the turtle pretty often. So we don't have to buy lettuce all that often. That's what all those little batches are. We also have some more elephant ears coming in, and this is hidden ginger. And here's some more elephant ears just to kind of fill in this space. Okay, this garden area has really filled out. I'm pretty happy with it. There's a couple things I need to work on, but overall pretty well. Doing pretty good. This is Mexican petunia. It's gonna grow really tall. It has purple flowers that come out at the beginning of every day, and they fall off by the middle of the afternoon. It'll give some shade to this area. My tomatoes look like they need a little bit of shade. So these are some tomatoes I started from seed. These are some we bought as starters. And then this is some holy basil. And this whole area is just tomatoes, and I'm kind of experimenting with the tomato rings versus just stakes in the ground and tying them up. As you can see, I need to come out and tie them up again. So we have quite a bit of tomato plants. Then we have a blueberry bush, which something got a hold of our blueberries last night. They were just starting to turn purple, and something robbed us. And then I've planted some peppers that I harvested, some banana peppers and bell peppers from today. And then back here are some eggplant that I just put in the ground last week. So we have marigolds to round it out, along with some more holy basil, another blueberry bush, and some more just pretty flowers right here. In our raised bed, I put some squash and zucchini in here, and I think it's eggplant I put back here in the back of the bed, and squash and zucchini in the front of the bed. I just threw this extra bell pepper in here, along with some marigolds. And then in this bed, we had this volunteer plant. I'm pretty sure it's a cucumber, but it may be a loofah. I just kind of let it go, and I wanted to see what it was. I had cucumber here last year, so I think it's a cucumber. We have some more squash. This cauliflower, I was going to let seed out. It's one that the caterpillars got to. As you can see, they've been really loving it, but I guess it's not going to flower because of the damage from the caterpillars. So we have some squash and zucchini up here. This is definitely loofah. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe more eggplant or squash. And then I think this is cucumber. So our crepe myrtle is really filling out. I had a ton of nasturtium plants. They got way too much sun, so I put them down here to see if I could bring them back to life. It's looking pretty rough. This one actually had flowers on it yesterday, so some may come back. I probably need to get in here and clip out the rest of this dried stuff. Let's see, we also have some basil that this is actually from seed, so I'm pretty proud of my basil. And then back here is some ginger coming out. And so this is our turmeric, and I actually just saw today there's the baby leaf, the big leaves, and there's another leaf back there, so that's exciting. This is our echinacea. I also moved it. It was getting a lot of sun and looking pretty sad, so it looks like it's going to do a lot better here. Our asparagus bed is just still ferning out. I'm not really sure what to do with it right now. I guess you just leave the ferns. Chamomile came up. I didn't know what this was, and it turns out it was chamomile. So I'm gonna pluck some of these and experiment with some chamomile tea. And then our strawberry patch, we started with 6 plants, but I just made a post about it. I actually was able to get 25 seedlings or runners off those 6 plants. So I planted them all this morning, and I did not water them, and I went to work. So I came back, and a lot of them look like this. So hopefully I did not kill 25 strawberry plants. We'll see. I put a lot of them over here on this side of the bed. You can see they look really sad right now, but I did water them really well. And we're supposed to get rain the next couple days, so hopefully I did not kill our plants. We have some milkweed, and I planned on, let me not step on the plants either. I planned on putting a cantaloupe up this trellis, but my cantaloupe's not doing that well, so I'm gonna replace it with either more cantaloupe or something else that I already have seeded. And then here is our beginning of our loofah plant. This is where we grew it last year, and it did really well. It just went over the whole trellis. So that's my plan for this year. I added in a couple green onions. That's just from the grocery store. Our gardenia bush bloomed, and it was very pretty. We have some mugwort and some morning glory climbing up the trellis. This is a squash, our zucchini, along with another squash. Oh, look, a little baby squash. You can see it. Yay! And then this little guy was a volunteer tomato. So I am trying to decide whether I'm going to trellis him up on this chicken coop, or if I'm just going to kind of see what happens to tomatoes when you let them go wild. And that's one of the basil plants from seed too. We have lots of flowers still. As you can see, we have the zinnias and we have the cosmos. These are the purple cosmos that are really pretty. There's some morning glory growing in it. And then we also have these vincas that grew back from last year. So my plan is, I've done this around the yard already a little bit, is to move these and probably space them out a little bit where I don't have anything growing. We still have some green onions back there blooming. This is our lemon balm. I trimmed it back the other day. And then we have some more cosmos. These were bachelor's buttons. Take a look at these cosmos. I did not know this. Hopefully this one, yeah. Is this one? This is their seeds. After they dry, you can see their seeds in there. So that's exciting. I came out here and harvested some of the seeds, and then I've also been taking them and just throwing them back in the garden. Hopefully I don't have to seed cosmos next year. So we have, these are some of those vincas that I moved already, and this is kind of overgrown with mint. I might come out here and clean it up, but I don't really mind the way it looks. I moved our rose bush, our climbing rose bush, because I want it to climb over our chicken coop archway there. So this is the sunflower garden, the great sunflower garden that did not become great. We have one mammoth sunflower, as you can see. The rest of these guys did not get the memo, and they bloomed when they were just a couple feet tall. So I'm gonna snip all these back. I think what the problem was, I grew them in these peat pots, and let's see. You see, I did not take them out of the peat pots. I just buried the peat pots. And I feel like that may have, they just didn't get as good of a root system as they would have gotten if I would have taken them out, I think. So I have some more seeded. I'm gonna try again. But this girl, she looks great. We also planted a maple tree right here. That's where our pecan tree was. We really miss having a tree back here. We will probably never see this tree become a great big tree. We'll move by then, but it'll be here for the next generations. Okay, so this is the new garden area that I started this year, and it's been a back and forth struggle with this, but I think it's finally coming along. So all right here is okra. I've reseeded a couple times. We have some zinnias and some different flowers, holy basil up front. This is a Chinese noodle bean, I believe, growing on the trellis. It's finally taken off. It took a really, really long time to look healthy. On this side we have, this is all cucumbers. And then that is all cucumbers on this side too, along with some flowers in the front. So we're hoping that that will trellis over soon. This whole row is squash and zucchini. So squash, zucchini, squash, zucchini, squash, zucchini. At the back, I didn't want to put another big plant back there, so I put some holy basil. I think there's one zucchini plant, a marigold, and some of that Mexican petunia. As you can see, let's see what we got going on here. We have quite a few baby zucchinis, but we also have quite a few of these little guys. I think, so these guys are either squash bugs, babies, or the good bugs. And I don't remember how to tell the difference. So I'm gonna do some more research this weekend and try to decide if these are friend or foe. My gut feeling tells me that the friends don't congregate and the foes do. So I think these are squash bug babies, which is not good for our zucchini plant here. But I'm gonna seed some more this weekend. So whatever doesn't grow or whatever gets torn up by squash bugs, we'll just rip out and put the new babies in. This one also has 2 little babies. That's exciting. Been waiting a long time for these squash to grow. So on this side, we have our corn rows, which this is like, I've never planted corn before, so we're just kind of experimenting. And as you can see, this little guy is growing. So that's very exciting. We have some holy basil here. This is like a mixture between pumpkin and butternut squash and spaghetti squash, along with, this is all watermelon, cantaloupe, and then I really think this is the Chinese noodle bean. A seed must have just got stuck here because I did not plant it here. So I was just gonna let it grow, and then if it needs vine, I'll just give it a trellis or trellis it to this area. And then all right here are radishes that are supposed to be 20 days, and they've been in the ground for a lot longer than 20 days. So I'm not really sure what the deal is with that, why they're taking so long to grow. I don't know if it's the soil. It's really old soil. I put some new topsoil on top. If it's soil quality, if it's drainage, I'm not really sure. So we're gonna let these grow out. We'll pick them, and I'll just keep this as a radish bed or a fast growing crop of some sort. You can see the progress on the banana trees. Cannot wait for them to give us some shade. And I've made this little seed starting shelf. It's a little mess right now, but I have I need to get this guy out. A moringa tree that I'm excited about. A fig starter. And then lots of, like, this is some more nasturtium. I have some more sunflowers right here. Some Malabar spinach started. A few more flowers. This is sweet potato vine. I really need to get in the ground soon. So lots of fun things going on in there. A lot of that's needs to go ahead and get in the ground, and I need to start new seeds, new squash and zucchini seeds to replace those that the bugs might get. And last but certainly not least is the front garden. So here is the front garden. It looks so much better than it did before. I just recently mulched because the weeds were really coming through. They were just too much to manage. So we bought some black mulch and put it on top, about probably like 2 inches or 3 inches. But as you can see, some of the weeds are still coming through. I shared what my plans were with this bed a couple videos ago, but my plans have changed a little bit. I think this is going to just be more of a low maintenance bed. A couple little vegetables thrown in. Like you can see that we still have our Swiss chard here. It's still doing really well. I don't know how long Swiss chard lives, but that one's really lived a long time. This is going to be different types of irises and stuff that people have donated to me. These are our daylilies along with our marigolds. All of these are zinnias, just pretty to look at as soon as we get home. And then these are some vincas that volunteered and I just moved around. We have green onions, mint, our gardenia bush, which hopefully will get bigger. It has really made a comeback since the freeze. I'm really excited about that. And then these are the Mexican petunias that will get much higher and have those pretty purple flowers. I moved some elephant ears up here just to kind of see how they did. And I think they might do all right. I'm pretty excited about those. That'll kind of make this whole area look a little more full. This is a loofah I'm experimenting with in the front yard. Just gonna kind of let it grow as a grown cover and see what happens. And then we have several rose bushes back there. We also have some more Swiss chard kind of thrown in here, a basil plant. I believe that is just a squash I stuck up here. But I'm not going to spend a lot of time watering this or irrigating it or anything like that. So hopefully these plants can just live on low maintenance. And if they don't, they're not going to live, because I'm not going to spend a lot of time up here. I just want it to be easy to grow things that can tolerate Louisiana full sun and heat. All right, guys, so there you have it, a garden update, mid-June. Hopefully I can get on again soon and kind of give you an update of the new seedlings we'll seed out. I have the Swiss cheese plant I want to pot up, and there's actually some baby pecan trees just kind of randomly growing in the bed that I want to experiment with and try to pot them and see if we can grow baby pecan trees from the mama pecan tree we got cut down. I also wanted to share with you just some things that I've learned in the garden so far. Failure. You're going to fail, and it is okay. I just tiptoed into gardening for the last like 6 years, and it's always because I was scared to fail. I didn't want to make a bigger bed because I might kill all the plants. I didn't want to try this variety of vegetable because it might not grow. And this year I have just thrown all caution to the wind. I don't care if the weeds come through. I'm still gonna make that area a garden bed. I don't care if I kill all the squash plants because I'm going to seed more. Yeah, sure, let's try eggplant. My sunflower failure, we're just reseeding and trying again. And so with that failure, I have learned so much about plants, how we get our food, how to grow the food, how to grow the plants, how to make them look healthier, what kind of varieties work better. And I still feel like I am at the very top of the iceberg of learning about gardening in general. So if I have anything to leave you with today is, it's summertime. It's the time to try things. Don't let failure stand in the way of not trying something new. With that, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.